As the sunrise, looking gorgeous this morning with the mist. We are just outside of Matubatuas, so we've made really good time considering it's only gone 7 o'clock now. So our time management has been quite good. I would have liked to be a little bit earlier, nonetheless. I'm not going to bore you with more tar road traveling. I will catch up on this video now. The next time you see us, we'll probably be arriving at Somkhanda or very close to it. Is the R69, which is basically the entrance road to Somkhanda. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Really nice bushveld drive. It's just bush, thorn scrub all around you. The road condition is great. Obviously now we are in a dry time of the year, being in July, so it is dry here. The evergreen trees that are here, that's synonymous with this region of KZN. However, if you look around, you see how dry the road is, and the dust that's accumulated on the trees alongside each side of the road here. You can see they haven't had rainfall for a while here now. This gravel road is about 14-15 kilometers long. We comfortably cruising at between 50 and 60. It is heavily corrugated in places. Once again, we're blessed with great suspension on our vehicle, so that doesn't bother us too much. I've got to be mindful of my trailer. However, the Jetstream tows like an absolute dream, and it's designed for this type of travel. It's a rugged trailer designed to eat up roads like this. Very excited to get where we're going. Really holding thumbs that because it's so dry, we get some good sightings of predators that would accumulate around the watering points early in the morning and late in the afternoon. So this is inside Somkhanda now. We've just gone through the gate, and the dirt road is basically a continuation of the road we were on. It's a short left off of the R69, I think it was, and here we go. So now from here it's apparently a 7k drive to the main lodge reception area, and then we'll get a map and figure out where we have to go to get to our campsite. This is a big 5 unfenced reserve, wild camping. My understanding is they have a donkey geyser to heat water, which is pumped from a borehole into a JoJo tank, and then that feeds the campsites. That is it. No power, no signal, no nothing else. So I'm quite keen to see what the campsite looks like. I'm also interested to see how they store their water in an unfenced camp, because typically in these sort of situations where there are free roaming elephant, they will very quickly damage that infrastructure to get to that water, especially when it's dry, and they may prefer the fresh water to the brackish water that they have available to them. So that's going to be interesting to see. We're also really holding thumbs. We get some good lion sightings. Yeah, some mixed bag of reviews we've heard about this place. Hi. Hello, boy. And some very positive, some very negative. And in instances like this, it's always better to ignore the negative to a degree and embrace the fact that you have to come and visit a place like this yourself to form your own opinion. That is just the best way of doing things. So here we are, happy days, and we're really looking forward, hello my boy, to seeing what we can see. Now we've finished our little check-in, got our map, Sign down indemnity. Indemnity is important. Big 5 unfenced, wild place. I'll take you guys back to the lodge and show you around a little bit later, but this is the type of road that you are going to encounter when you get here. Now, this is why we came out here, because we were told the roads are terrible, it's impossible to drive to camp, yet here we are towing a trailer, and I don't think I've had a single branch touch my car yet. So, the roads are phenomenal. Yes, it's gravel roads, but it's not impassable. Very nice. Have a look. So camping here in any of the camps, it works according to a per person per night rate. You are obviously not able to pay a campsite set fee for X people, but it's about 200 Rand a person a night, as well as a conservation levy of I think 80 or 100 Rand a person, and then that gives you access to the reserve and the campsite. I will show you the campsite when we arrive there. Right, so this is the campsite. There's still the rhino chilling in shade there. Here's the entrance road, and this is the camp we've set up here. Obviously maximize the sun. You can see these trees have been debarked somewhat slightly, obviously by the elephant. What's wrong, boy? So yeah, there's the fireplace here. I do believe the ablutions are up top there. We'll get there a little bit later. We're heading off to the lodge now. The young man wants to go and have a look at the swimming pool.
I'm gonna swim.
He's adamant he's going to have a swim. I have tried to tell him the water's probably going to be ice cold. However, it is currently 34 degrees with a 10% humidity, so it's hot. Ooh, hello there, big fella. Look at that big fella. Okay, so that strikes up another animal on the list. The game density here is yeah, it's always luck of the draw, obviously, any reserve you go to. There's another beautiful giraffe just in front on the right hand side there. That's actually worth a picture, stand by. Right, there we go. Okay, so that was a beautiful giraffe sighting. So in any reserve, sightings are luck of a draw. There are reserves that are known. You know, I know if I go to Kruger I'm going to have good sightings. I know if I go to Leopard I'm going to have good sightings. And with these sort of reserves, like Somkhanda for example, is one of them, you could have great sightings. You could. 2 days ago we were told about guests who were sitting in Scotia camp, which is 3 kilometers from our camp, and they had an elephant walk right through their camp, you know, less than 10 meters from where they were sitting. Other guests were in our camp just this week, and they had lions come in, 2 female lions, and they actually damaged their solar panel. So you can be lucky or you can be unlucky. So I don't think it's reasonable to judge a game reserve on its abundance of sightings, because you know what works for you and what is your luck may not be the same luck everybody else gets. So for us, the facilities is what we look at, the general upkeep, maintenance, the tracks, the trails, the bush is what matters. And this place is beautiful. It's very dry at the moment, understandably so, but the trails are well maintained, the roads are really good, and the facilities aren't bad. Right, so we are up at Shayamoya now. As you can hear why they call it Shayamoya, sure. The wind is quite lacquer up here. Nice and cool after the hell of a hot day we've had today. But look at this, what a beautiful sight. Somkhanda is gorgeous. Obviously, with approaching camp like this at night, it poses the inherent risk of lion, or pretty much just lion, elephant maybe, but not so much, but mostly lion, having wandered into the camp due to the trailers and the ground sheets and the other equipment that we leave behind when we go on a drive, and then hanging around there. And with us now arriving at night like this, our eyesight is nowhere near as efficient as theirs. So that is obviously a risk that is posed with wild camping the way we are tonight. However, we are fortunate with very good lights all around our vehicles, as you can see with the vehicles in front of me. And our plan of action will be to thoroughly inspect the campsite before we exit the vehicles and start, you know, the evening routine, setting up camp, setting up the rooftop tents. Good morning. Oh, it is a very good morning, and we are late this morning. We were supposed to be at the watering hole by sunrise, and I think the massive day we all had yesterday precluded us from achieving that goal. It is now 10 to 7 and we've managed to get dressed, get up, pack up and prepare to move instead of moving at 6 a.m. Nonetheless, we are looking forward to another good day at Somkhanda. A lot more exploring today, so let us see what lies in wait for us. Surprisingly, the temperature got quite low last night. Yesterday was a 35-degree plus day with a hot wind blowing, and as a result of that, we anticipated a slightly cooler morning, but I didn't imagine it was going to get to single degrees. The coldest I saw was 7 degrees inside my rooftop tent, and I managed to snap a picture about half an hour later when it was 8 degrees. Just before I got up, we've got Rhino right here in front of us on the right hand side, right here. Hello, good morning. Is everybody awake? Fire. On my right on the road, are 2 white rhinos. So rhino are obviously a very, very endangered and highly poached species of game. So we want to give them the opportunity not to obviously be alarmed and upset, because this oak is not going to enjoy that by the looks of things. You guys can come closer.
And if that thing charges, I don't know how good Rob's reverse skills are.
No, it's not going to charge. Just come a little bit closer slowly, and then we'll take it from there. Yes, this is a Scotia dam. No activity. I do suspect that's largely because we are here talking and out of the vehicle. There is an impala there behind that rock, but other than that, no, there's nothing. So what we're doing is we're playing with some cool tech. I'll show you. Just chilling. This is Rob from Adventure X. We're testing out the feasibility of an infrared cooker to run off of his 2500 watt inverter. So at the moment it's pulling 330 watts. It went up to 750 earlier, but the water is boiling, so it does work. Benefit of something like this obviously is induction or infrared. The wind doesn't affect the cooking efficiency, and as a result you can cook when it's windy. And if you have a place where there's a fire ban or a high index probability of fire occurring, you don't need to try and cook or braai. You can just whip this out and chuck a cast iron or a stainless steel pan or pot on it, and you can still make food. So the sun is up nicely now. We idled around here for about an hour. Zebra, nyala, impala, lots of birds, but no bigger game. So we're going to head back to camp now, have a late breakfast, and then decide on the day's plans.
Stupid question. Leopards, do they sleep in trees, or do they only hunt and take their prey up to trees, or are they ground dwellers as well? Like, would they sleep on the ground, or would they always go to trees?
Listen, it's not an always, or it's more of a when it suits them. Typically though, they won't sleep on the floor. They will den on the floor or in the ground. They will have a well concealed den if the mother's having cubs. But once they reach adulthood and they separate, they move off and they generally become solitary, they will typically sleep in a tree due to safety concerns and the fact that they are often victims of violent interactions with other species that compete for the same food source.
Okay, hence the elusive. Why they're so elusive? Because they're a bit of a shy animal.
Yeah, it just also depends on how many occur within the area that you are in. It's very possible that in this reserve there may only be one or maybe two, which makes it significantly harder to spot them. And look at somewhere like Kruger, which has one of the highest densities of leopard in any of the parks in southern Africa. The frequency of sightings is much more. So it's basically, in my opinion, I mean this is just my thoughts, it's a concentration, issue. The Franklin calling there. The higher the concentration, the more likelihood you are of seeing it. I think it's important for me to remind folks that watch my videos, especially on YouTube, I don't really script anything or plan any shots. I don't get out the car and put my camera on a tripod and run up and down when I drive past it, after I've driven past it. I kind of treat this as a first person view of my life while we're camping and traveling. So you get to watch everything from the GoPro as if it was attached to my forehead and just hear me talk nonsense while we go. So you're gonna have to just accept that. If you do enjoy my videos, I appreciate it. I don't have the creative knowledge nor the skill it takes to create these masterpieces that some guys locally are producing. I just don't have the knowledge. And to be very honest with you, I'm not super worried about learning how to do it. I'm quite happy with the way I'm filming. It allows me a huge degree of flexibility in what I do, and it prevents me from losing mostly it just allows me to still really enjoy the trip that we're on, enjoy the moments that we have, time outdoors, and not become focused on using my holiday as an opportunity to create content that I don't get paid for. So I suppose if it was a full-time job, if this is how I derived an income and paid for my lifestyle, totally different story. But what I'm doing here is essentially just throwing out free snippets of where we go to try and inspire and motivate other people to go exploring. Anyway, that is why my videos look the way they do. Now let's look at the road here at Somkhanda to give you an idea of what you're going to expect when you come here. So no luck at the moment, could still be a bit early, but we'll come and spend the evening here tomorrow and watch the sun go down here tomorrow. I think tonight we'll head up to the sunset spot and take our chances on the way down. Okay, so now it's quite late in the morning, it's 8:30 now. We did a little bit of a recce. I didn't really use the GoPro to film anything, so you guys missed the first part of the morning where the lion was roaring behind our camp. That male lion, I'm assuming it's a male, would have moved off and headed in a southeasterly direction. So we then went to a spot where they advised us it was known for the lion to be seen, which is the airstrip, and we explored that section of the airstrip which we haven't been to since we arrived here. Now the first thing that I can tell you about the airstrip is that we saw as much game in the 3Ks of the airstrip section that we traveled this morning as we have in the entire reserve since we've been here. So we've now gone back to camp, sorted everything out, closed everything up for the day, and we're now going to go and head out to that section. Look at this beautiful road. Head out to that section and kind of spend the day exploring there. Hopefully we'll get either lion or elephant and just round off some sightings. Sightings aren't the most important thing in a trip like this, but I tell you what, it does make it more enjoyable. For me, it doesn't matter. I'm just blessed and privileged to be able to bring my family out and drive roads like this and spend time in the bush like this. But we also did invite other people to join us, and I know everyone, you come to a game reserve to see animals. It's like you go to the shops to buy groceries. It's the same thing. At least here you're getting a bonus, which is the experience of being in a completely wild place, like this morning, waking up to a lion roaring. You can't beat that. Let's see what we find. So we've taken on one of the 4x4 trails here at Somkhanda, and I won't say it's overly demanding and technical, but it definitely does require a little bit of low range, and it has made for an exciting drive down here. We now have to climb up the other side there and navigate our way through the bush. And driving like this certainly does make up for the, you know, the lack of sightings, and it is fun. It's a nice clearing here. I think we're going to have a stop here and have some coffee. It's a termite mound. Yeah, my wife says it adds to the bush rash, so the car gets a little bit more tiger stripes and some character. So here we are. This is one of the 4x4 routes here at Somkhanda. So we'll continue through here into the bush, drop down, and hopefully wind our way up. We've just stopped after coming down that side of the mountain. We're in the valley now. Have a quick wild breakfast. Let's go check what everyone's up to. Hey boy. Okay, so we finished our little breakfast stop. We've driven up that hill. It was a lovely drive. We basically want to try and continue here and then join up with another road that we've driven already. But this is fun. For us, I must say, this is awesome. It appears we've taken a completely wrong turn because there's no more road. Let me just turn that off. Yeah, there's no road. We've been struggling now for about an hour. It ends up being a case of there'll be more damage trying to go back than it is trying to press on. So we've decided to press on against better judgment, just purely because we've kind of run out of options. I mean, we've had to stop, cut clear trees. Yeah, it's good fun though, I must say. This is kind of, you can hear this, kind of what the vehicles are made for. Obviously, you know, see, now we found the road again. So it's very dangerous what we're doing, and I don't recommend ever trying to do this. It's just not worth the risks that we have encountered. However, the map took us this way and we've had no choice but to continue. So we're trying our very level best to get back to another road here, but the problem is now we know we are in the vicinity of where the lion was seen this morning, and there is now just no road at all. Okay, so to go back it's 2 hours to go back where we came from, so it's going to be a big choice to make now.
Just taking that left now.
Okay, so eventually we've had a turnaround. Much bush rash and rock crawling and just general really not difficult driving, but tight, scratching. Yeah, shit, I don't even know what to call it. It wasn't tough. It was tough driving on the exterior of the vehicle, but yeah, it's not the type of driving that we enjoy doing in the sense of damaging our cars, but it is inevitable when you participate in this lifestyle the way we do. You know, it's kind of what separates us from the Oaks who go and live their lives to do obstacles, which that is their enjoyment. You know, they like breaking prop shafts and CVs and engine mountings. I finished with that type of stuff long time ago. I enjoy this now, where yes, okay, you've scratched your car quite a bit, but nothing that a polish or new stickers doesn't fix.
We've done 6.02 kilometers and we've taken us 3 hours and 28 minutes. We've been moving at 34 minutes per kilometer.
So it's 34 minutes to do 1k, done 6k's in 3 hours and 10 minutes, I think he said. And now you must understand, it's not it's not driving,
a little bit more
driving like when you go and do Baboons Pass, Fun Sales Pass, or one of those type of drives. This is driving, you know, you got to go slow because of the bush, the trees. Stop, get out, move a large rock, stop, get out, winch a tree out of the way, cut a tree out of the way, cut branches out of the way. Otherwise our awnings won't get through, our rooftop tents won't get through. And we're back at camp. Look at the moon. Wow, full moon tonight. The sunset going on behind us, the youngsters playing with his axe, chopping stuff for the fire. My wife is making cheesy risotto, and we will cook some prawns up for her just now. Hello, my boy. And then I'll make myself, I don't do the shellfish thing, but check, let me show you how we cheat. So we just buy this, and then we'll cook this up in the pan, and that goes with her risotto, and she's happy. I'll cook something here just now, but you can't. How do you beat this? Look at this. How do you beat this? We're waiting for our buddies to come back. They've all gone on a drive. We just want to chill for a bit. But this is magic. Magic, magic, magic. We are so blessed to be here. Alright, let's have a look here and see what we've managed to achieve thus far. There's my wife stealing my my nachos that I made. Those are from last night that I made in a cast iron pot, and then I reheated them in the Adventure X 12 volt air fryer that I've built in there. Here comes the prawns, and here the cheesy risotto. Our buddies have all arrived. There we go. There's Rob from Adventure X, Jared and Boo from Conquering Africa, and Oren and Bianca, who don't do the social media thing, but they're here. Everyone's done a little bit of cooking. Some are gonna bra. Some made food, cooked food rather, and there we go. What a beautiful evening. And we're off. Lovely time spent here at Somkhanda. We've had some great weather. The sightings were not really in our favor. We did get to see elephant and rhino, but that was...
Shots for the absolutely awesome weekend, Brandon. Absolutely magic. Thank you so much.
Ah, it's a pleasure. I'm so thrilled that you guys had fun and enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming with. Yeah, so we've had really good experiences, and the animals we did see, that was purely a bonus. It's like I said before, it's a complete blessing to have been able to spend so much time in such a wild place. Now we head out. We're gonna get some fuel. I've developed a slow leak in my sidewall, so that's fantastic. So I'm gonna sort that out tomorrow and see what we can do there. Weather seems to be rolling in, and it's now almost 3:45, so we're gonna pretty much call it. And yeah, that is just that. So for those who are still here watching, as always, you know the drill. Lekker, and thank you for tuning in.